Oklahoma digital marketing agency, Creation Internet Services, is bringing to you digital marketing tips. Hi, my name is Matthew Zupon, and I'm going to be presenting to you the 5 mistakes that most businesses make when it comes to their social media. Now, the reason I'm doing this is, a lot of the times I see on social media, I see companies, they go, oh, we're going to show you how to do this, we're going to show you how to do that, and all they're really doing is trying to show you how they can sell you on their package or whatever it is. But I am going to bring to you some real live tips that are going to help hopefully explain a few things, get you started just in a small way to understand a little bit about this complicated world of social media. So let's get started. As I said, we're Creation Internet Services. You can reach us at creationis.com. That's creationis.com. Or you can call us directly at 405-818-0182. Now, the 5 mistakes most business owners make when it comes to social media. Starting with step 5. Number 5 is they're in it for the wrong reasons. I've asked a lot of business owners, why are you on social media? When I'm talking to them about what we can do possibly to help their social media performance. And they go, well, because that's where all the people are. And I go, yes, but why are you on social media? Well, because I want to be where all the people are. And keep following up with that question. I call it the why questions. Why do you want to be there? Well, so I can get my brand out. Why do you want to get your brand out? Okay, keep asking yourself the why. Why do you want to get your brand out? Well, because I want people to see who we are, and so we can sell more products. Now we're getting someplace. Okay, because if you don't know your why, then being on social media isn't going to do you a bit of good. Okay, so the bottom line is when businesses are on social media, it's because they want to make more money. They want to increase their revenues. They want to drive more traffic to their website. And that's what we do at Creation IS. So, on to number 4. Number 4 is they don't do anything with it. A lot of businesses that I've talked to, they put up a social media site. Maybe it's LinkedIn, maybe it's Facebook or Twitter or something like that. They post once a month. I just did a social media audit for a company that posted like one post every 2 months. That's not doing anything with it. It's like buying 1,000 business cards and then only giving out one business card every 2 months. You meet somebody. No, you can't do anything with social media. Just being on social media doesn't mean you're on social media. You're not doing anything with it. You're basically still not there. You're invisible, because if nobody can see you and nobody knows you're there, you're not going to get more customers, you're not going to drive any traffic, and you're certainly not going to make any more revenue. So, got to do something with it. You have to actively be involved in your social media. Now, on to number 3. Number 3 is they don't post enough, or they don't post the right content. Okay? So, the other thing that I see on a constant basis with a lot of businesses, now, social media is about social stuff. So if you're on social media for your own personal stuff and you're posting personal posts and articles and you're talking with your friends and all of that stuff, that's one thing. But if you're trying to be a business and you've got a business page, then you shouldn't be posting your personal stuff on that business page. If you're trying to build your brand, you need to be posting stuff relevant to your business, relevant to your brand. So that's one about posting the right content. And the other half of that is they're not posting enough. Like I said in step 4, if you're posting once, twice a month, even once a week, it's not enough on social media. Now, Facebook really should be posting every day. Doesn't have to be more than once a day, but you should be posting at least once a day, a little something. And in my next video, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about Facebook and how to get those posts, because I get asked a lot of questions from some businesses. They go, well, I'm a plumber. I don't know what to post about. Well, there's lots of ways to find things that you can post about to add value, and that's the other big thing in step number 3. Step 3 is huge. It is about adding value, posting enough, and posting the right content that is, like I said, relevant to your customer, but it's also valuable to them. Not just relevant, it's valuable. Okay? So that could be on Pinterest. If you're an interior designer, or even if you do flooring, custom flooring, stuff like that. Anything that you can take pictures of, man, start taking pictures. Get some Pinterest stuff going on. Twitter, you can post multiple pictures on Pinterest a day. Not too many, 2, 3, that's good. You don't want to overdo it. Twitter, though, you can tweet 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 times a day, because the average lifespan of a tweet is about 2.5 minutes. Okay, if it lasts that long, so you can be like rapid firing tweets. I mean, just look what it does for Donald Trump. He rapid fires stuff out there, and that's great. But as long as you're keeping your tweets relevant to your business and try to add value to someone else's, then you're going to be doing better than most businesses out there. Seriously, at least 90% of the businesses out there don't do these things. So now, down to number 2 of the 5 mistakes most business owners make when it comes to social media. They carry on a one-way conversation. Okay, they're only trying to sell you something. So the only time you do see a post, and there's a couple restaurants here in town that I follow just because I like to see how often they're posting, and I'm constantly analyzing websites. Even if I'm not working for them, I'm looking at businesses and going, oh, what are they doing? Okay, what are they doing good? Or what are they doing well? And what could they be improving on? And I'm always thinking about how I can utilize that information to help my clients. So this particular restaurant, they post regularly, every other day, at least one post. They post on Facebook, they post on Instagram. So they've got pictures of things going up all the time. But they're boring posts, and they're always trying to sell me something. So the only time they're really posting is when they're trying to sell me something. Oh, we've got this special going on. Oh, this special going on. Oh, this special. They're not carrying on a conversation. They're not interacting with anybody. And yeah, they have like 10,000 followers, but every time they post, they only get like 1 or 2 likes. Oh, that's a pretty picture. Oh, it makes me all warm and fuzzy. But you know what? It doesn't compel me to want to go into that restaurant. Not in the slightest. So that's what we mean by carrying on a conversation. And that's what social media is about. It's about building a relationship. And that's where we're going next with the number 1 reason why, the number 1 mistake that most business owners make is they don't interact with their followers. They're not carrying on a conversation. Like I said in number 2, they're trying to sell you something. So here I just use Twitter, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, you can tweet, I'm trying to sell this, I'm trying to sell that, I'm not trying to sell that, but I'm not listening to anybody. And the interactive part, when you start to interact on social media, find other people to follow, interact with them, ask them questions about their business, see if there's anything you can do, comment on their posts, find other businesses that could be complementary to yours and interact with them. Let's say you're a landscaper even, or a realtor. Well, who else can you be interacting with? Well, people who are interior designers, people who do staging for homes that are getting ready to be sold. Interact with them and start saying, hey, wow, I really like what you do. Oh, that's gorgeous. Wow. How long did it take you to do that? Get to know them. And the other part of interacting, and I see this 95% of the time with businesses that I do social media audits for, is that they do not respond when someone does post a comment on their post. So let's say I post this up and someone puts a comment and says, hey, wow, I really like that video. those 5 little steps, they just kind of clicked with me, especially that number 3 or that number 1. I never really thought that I wasn't interacting with somebody. But I started doing that, and I started realizing that, wow, they were pretty helpful about that. And then other people will start sharing that information. When you start talking back, that's the kind of relationship that you're trying to build on social media. You're not just trying to sell somebody. You're trying to build relationships, and you're trying to give them value. It's only when you can do that, someone comments and says, "Hey, that's a great picture. Wow, I just ate there last week, and at that restaurant, and I had the pork dinner or whatever it was, and it was just fabulous." Well, you better have somebody responding within 24 hours to that comment and going, "Hey, glad you could come in. Here's this and this and this." You don't even have to try and tell them something, like try and tell them to share. You should be doing that in your post. Share this, like this, tell your friends. Okay? And here's final little tip. This was a freebie. Won't even charge you extra for it. That's the other thing that I see the most of. Like, let's use Facebook as an example. You write a little post, a couple hundred words, and that's it. Oh, here I'm doing this today, and oh, I'm doing this today. Well, what do you want people to do? You want them to like it. You want them to comment, because the more people that comment, the more people that like it, the more your post gets boosted up in its ratings. The more it gets boosted up in its ratings, the more people will eventually see it, because you want them to share it. And the only way to get those 3 things to happen more often than it's happening, I mean, if you got 10,000 followers and only 1 person, 2 people are liking the post and nobody's commenting, you might as well not be seen, okay? Because they're not really paying attention. At the end of everything you write, ask them, tell them what you want them to do. And now, hey, thanks for coming to my post. What I'd like you to do is like this post, leave a comment, because if you like this post, tell me what else you'd like to see, and make sure you share it with at least 3 of your friends. Okay? That's how you're going to really start to build some momentum and get some traction. And once you start building those relationships and getting more and more followers, and then when you're posting, now, yeah, you can throw in a sales post or an ad or something like that, and people are going to start to respond to that. But otherwise, nobody's going to see you. And one of my things that I always say is, if you're not seen on the internet, you might as well not be on the internet. So, like I said, my name is Matthew Zupan, and I am the Digital Marketing Director for Creation Internet Services. And we would love to sit down, chat with you, have a cup of coffee, and see what we could do. If you think you're having trouble with your social media, if you don't have someone doing your social media, if you have someone doing your social media and you would like to consult with someone and say, hey, can we do it better? Is there any possible way that we could be doing what we're doing better? I'd be glad to sit down and talk with you. We do free social media audits, so when you call our number, 405-818-0182, ask about our free social media audits, and we'll be able to sit down with you and see if there's anything that we can do. And we'll be straight up, okay? We'll be straight up with you. Yeah, you're doing great, or, here's an area that could use improvement. But once again, we are the Oklahoma Digital Marketing Agency, Creation Internet Services. My name is Matthew Zupan, and I look forward to hearing from you. Visit us at creationis.com or give us a call, 405-818-0182. And don't forget, at the end of this video, like this post, leave me a comment, what you liked about it and what you might not have liked about it, or ask me questions. If there's something I can help you with, ask the question. I'd be glad to answer it right there. And then share it with at least 5 of your friends. All right? You have a great day. Until next time.